Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. I hope all is well. This is this is a hard one to do. Well, let's start off with just who it is. Kalpana Chawla. Kalpana Chawla. If I'm even close, I don't know. My enunciation is terrible. She was born March 17th, 1962, and she was an American astronaut and the first woman of Indian origin in space. She flew Space Shuttle Columbia in 1997, and her specialist on it and her primary responsibility was the robotic arm operation. She was born in India, Karnal, and she liked to draw pictures of airplanes when she was a kid. And she got a bachelor's of engineering from the Aeronautical Engineering School, no, Punjab, I guess it's technically what it is, Engineering College. She moved to the United States in 1982, where she obtained a master's degree in aerospace engineering from the University of Texas at Arlington. She went on and earned a second master's in 1986 and a PhD in aerospace engineering from the University of Colorado, Boulder. She began to work at NASA, where she did compilations on fluid dynamics and research on the vertical short takeoff landing concepts. And then she joined in 1993 the Overset Methods Incorporated as vice president and research scientist specializing in the simulation of moving multiple body problems. She held a certificate as a flight instructor, and she had a certificate to rate airplanes and gliders. She had commercial pilot license for single and multi-engine planes, seaplanes, and gliders. And in 1991, she became a naturalized citizen of America, and she applied for NASA to be in the astronaut corps. March 1995, she was selected, and she began work immediately. 1996 was her very first flight in space, being the first woman of Indian origin in space. Her first mission began in May 2nd, 1997, as part of a 6-astronaut crew that flew the Space Shuttle Columbia. And that was flight STS-87. So that made her the very first Indian woman in space. She spoke the following words while traveling in a weightlessness of space: "You are just your intelligence. You are just your intelligence." On her first mission, she traveled 10.4 million miles in 252 orbits of the Earth, logging 372 hours in space. That was 15 days and 12 hours. She deployed the Spartan satellite, which malfunctioned, and it caused a spacewalk by Winston Scott and Takeo Do to capture the satellite. A 5-month NASA investigation fully exonerated her and identified the errors were in the software interfaces, not anything that she did. She was assigned technical positions in the astronaut office and worked on the space station. 2000, she was selected for her second flight as part of the crew of the STS-107. This mission was repeatedly delayed due to scheduling conflicts and technical problems, such as the July 2002 discovery of cracks in the shuttle engine flow liners. She finally returned to space aboard the Space Shuttle Columbia. On the ill-fated STS-107 mission, the crew performed nearly 80 experiments studying Earth, space science, advanced technology development, astronaut health and safety. During the launch of the STS-107, Columbia's 28th mission, a piece of foam insulation broke off from the space shuttle's external tank and struck the left wing of the orbiter. Previous shuttle launches had seen minor damage from foam shedding, but some engineers suspected the damage to Columbia was more serious. NASA managers limited the investigation, reasoning the crew could not have fixed the problem, even if it had been confirmed. When Columbia re-entered the atmosphere on Earth, the damage allowed hot atmospheric gases to penetrate and destroy the internal wing structure. Which caused the spacecraft to come apart, unstable, and break apart. After the disaster, Space Shuttle flight operation was suspended for more than 2 years. Very similar after the Challenger disaster. Construction of the ISS, the International Space Station, was put on hold and relied entirely on Russian Rosmulkan State Corporation to resupply for 29 months until the Space Shuttle could resume flight. She died in the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster, which occurred February 1st, 2003. She was killed along with 6 other members as the Columbia disintegrated over Texas during re-entry. Her remains were identified with the rest of the crew members and were cremated at the National Park in Utah and according to her wishes. On February 5th, 2003, the Prime Minister of India announced that the weather series of satellites, METSAT, were going to be renamed after her. In New York, 74th Street, Jackson Heights, Queens, New York, they renamed the street after her. The NASA Mars exploration rover discovered 7 peaks in a chain of hills named the Columbia Hills, and they named one of the mountains after her. She was an American hero, an Indian hero, and she deserves our respect and our admiration.